Am I audible to everyone? Properly audible?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's begin today's session. So everyone just sit up on your mat and come in any comfortable posture. And then gently close the eyes. And focus the mind on the breath. Just observe the natural flow of breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Bringing your mind to the reality of this moment. Check your posture. Back and neck are straight. The face muscles are relaxed. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Release any bodily tension. And then slowly come back to your breath. Once you feel ready, just begin to deepen the breath. Going for slow, long, and deep inhalation. After you've inhaled, today we're going to introduce the practice of internal retention. Just hold your breath inside for 2 seconds and then exhale completely. Slow, long, and deep exhalation. Inhale, then hold, and then exhale. Continue this pattern breathing. We'll be chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Exhale completely, and then inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just feel the vibration. Join both your palms together and rub the palms together. Generate heat between both the palms. And then place them on your eyes very slowly while blinking and looking at the palms. Open up your eyes. Come back with a big smile. Namaste to everyone. So in the last class, we started with Nadi Shodhan and we did the first stage, which is called Anulom Vilom, so alternate nostril breathing. Today we are going to step into the practice of Nadi Shodhana, where we are going to go for internal retention. Okay, so this is the second stage where once you inhale, after that you will hold the breath and then you will exhale. To begin with, the ratio should be kept 1:1:1. Okay, so the time period that I'm taking to inhale, say for the same time period, I will hold and then I will exhale. But if that is not possible because this is the first time you will, so what you can do is you can make the retention a little bit shorter, and the retention should never be forced. Okay, so if at a particular point of time you feel that you are straining yourself too much, then hold for a little less time. Okay, so it will take you a while to reach to 1:1:1 ratio also, but that is actually the ideal and beginning ratio that is generally introduced. Okay, so go as per your own breath when you are practicing this, and make sure there is no effort when you are doing this. So how are we going to hold? There are two ways in which you can hold your breath. So let me demonstrate both of them. So when I will be in the pranayama mudra, either I can go ahead, my hand will be like this, right? And I will have inhaled through the right nostril. Then I can either just close both the nostrils before opening up my thumb for the exhalation. So I can just keep this closed while I'm sitting. Just keep both the nostrils closed and ring finger, little finger, however you are closing it, closing the left nostril and exhale through the left. So in one round of Nadi Shodhana, there is going to be internal retention 2 times. Okay. The other way in which you can close the nostril is through we can introduce a lock also. This is called the throat lock or Jalandhar ban. It's also called that. So what you can do is after you close both the nostrils, you can go ahead and bring your neck down so that the chin touches the sternal notch. Okay. So for this, what you're going to do is take the neck a little back. So right now, if it is like this, I will take it a little back. And then when I bend forward, my chin will come very close or will touch my sternal notch. If I go down directly, then it will go a little bit ahead and it will strain my neck a lot. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just push the neck a little back and then go for this lock. So with this mudra, I will close the nostrils. So same thing is happening. Both nostrils are closed. and then I apply the lock. Then I will come up and then release. Okay, so this will take a little bit more time. So if you feel that you are able to retain the breath easily, naturally and easily, that is when you can go for chin lock. And in this, the retention will feel very different. If you retain the breath normally, it will feel very different. So you can try it both ways. Whichever way suits you, you can go ahead and practice retention in that way. Yes. So generally the ratio is 1:1:1. Okay. So if I'm holding my breath, so 1:1:1 means one for inhalation, one retention, one exhalation. So same ratio. Suppose I'm taking 5 seconds to inhale. I will then hold for 5 seconds. And then I will make sure that the exhalation is also taking place for 5 seconds. Okay, so it depends on your own capacity. I will not be counting because if I start counting, you will lose the essence of the practice. Okay, so counting is generally not recommended when you are introducing this practice because then it makes the practitioner lose sight of how long the breath is, and the practitioner is completely focused on your counting, so they lose touch with how much they are able to inhale and exhale. What starts generally happening is when you introduce the counting, the person will try to take in the breath for that long, even if they do not have that capacity. And in that process, what happens is, like if I'm counting, you guys are inhaling. Suppose I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some of you might have a shorter breath. Right now, maybe the breath is really short for you. So suppose at 3 only you have taken in all of the breath. So you will hold for those 2 counts, then you will hold again for those 5 counts, and then you will exhale. But because I'm counting till 5, your mind will make you believe that you are breathing in till the 5 counts, but your actual capacity for now might be 3 counts. So it will confuse you also, and it will also make you um, force the breathing. Okay, so suppose now I'm able to inhale completely till the 3 breaths, but because the person near me is counting, the person instructing me is counting, what will start happening is I will also try that my breath becomes that long. So I will force. Suppose I have inhaled completely, so I will just force I should take in a little bit more breath, and so my flow would also be broken. So your breath, when you are taking in the breath and exhaling, the flow of the breath should always be smooth and without any break. I've explained this before also. Okay, wait. Mhm. One doubt in the chat box. Okay, so Anulom Vilom is generally the basic technique, and Nadi Shodhana is the advanced technique, because Nadi Shodhana will always include the locks also, and retention also. So, as per my information, the two main texts that we recommend, like that we refer to when we teach Nadi Shodhana is um, Hatha Pradipika and 𝐏𝐸𝐴. And as per both of them, one thing is Anulom Vilom practice is not mentioned over there. Directly Nadi Shodhana is mentioned, and directly the retention is mentioned. Like when the technique is mentioned, the retention is mentioned. Okay. So without retention, because in modern times, as we came, like in the modern times, so retention was eventually excluded, and the practice of Anulom Vilom came into existence. Earlier, it wasn't there. So, if you go for original texts like Hatha Pradipika and 𝐏𝐸𝐴, these are two main Hatha texts. When we'll have the class on Hatha, I will give you the proper names and I will write those down for you. But in those, Anulom Vilom is not mentioned, only Nadi Shodhan is mentioned, and after that, the pranayams start. So Anulom Vilom is basically something which came up in the modern times. So Anulom Vilom is never practiced with bandhas. Why? Because you cannot apply bandh unless and until or some lock. So bandha is the lock. So you cannot apply lock when you are inhaling and exhaling. You apply lock when you hold. Generally, you will see that right now also when I introduced the practice and I said that you can go ahead and go for the chin lock. So you're going for the chin lock not while you are inhaling or while you are exhaling. You're going for the lock when you are holding. Yes. So in Anulom Vilom, because you do not hold, generally no lock is applied. Yes, you can apply the perineum lock, that is possible, but generally no locks are talked of when Anulom Vilom is mentioned. So you will have to tell me the source from your previous yoga teacher training course. If you can get the source where this has been mentioned, that Anulom Vilom is more advanced practice of Nadi Shodhana, then I will have to read that up and then I can get back to you properly. So if you can send me the source, or if you're aware of the source, you can write that down in the chat box. I will look into it and address this in the next class. Yeah. Did I clear your doubt?
Yeah, thank you.
Hatyog Pratipika. Okay. So see, as I mentioned before, also Hatyog Pratipika directly mentions Nadi Shodhana, and Nadi Shodhana is mentioned in this way. So still, I will today once again read this and then get back to you one more time. In tomorrow's class, I will address this once again. Okay?
Thanks a lot. Yeah, maybe this was based on another source. They didn't
Yeah, yeah,
always say, okay, this is, you can read it there. So,
yeah. Okay. I'll address this one more time tomorrow. Okay. So let's begin today's practice. Once again, if you feel that you are not ready for retention, then just avoid it. Okay. So we are entering into stage 2 today, Nadi Shodhana, where we are introducing internal retention, like we discussed in our first class only, the internal retention part, kumbhak or retention. This is your second level up basically from the normal flow of the breath. Now we are introducing a pause in the practice. Okay. Again, if any of you have any heart conditions, BP problem, so avoid the practice of retention. Then you can just go for simple Anulom Vilom. Okay. Any doubts before we start the practice? Okay, great. So we are going to start with some normal breathing. First, we are going to go for abdominal breathing. Then we will practice Anulom Vilom. And then we will move to the practice of Nadi Shodhana, where internal retention is introduced. So we need to go step by step. Do not directly go into retention because right now we are beginners. So we will not go directly into retention. We're going to go step by step. So abdominal breathing, Anulom Vilom, and then internal retention. Okay. So everyone, just sit up straight on your mats, back neck straight. You can gently close the eyes and start observing the breath, the natural flow of the breath. As you inhale and as you exhale, check your posture, check the alignment, and be in your posture. Clear your mind, just allow the thoughts to flow, and you can come back to the breath Each and every time you feel you have now started to flow with the thoughts, you can slowly get your attention back to the breath. And feel that the breath has now naturally started to become slow, long, and deep. So, as your mind relaxes, as your body relaxes, the breath also becomes very subtle and goes back to its natural form. The natural state of the breath is slow, long, and deep. And let's prepare ourselves for the practice of abdominal breathing. So bring your right hand to your abdomen, place it on the abdomen, and exhale out all the air. And then, as you begin to inhale, just feel that the abdomen is expanding. As you exhale, the abdomen goes back in, squeezes in, expelling all the carbon dioxide from the body. Just take a few breaths in this pattern. Staying completely connected to your practice. Keep continuing your practice and go deeper with each breath. Allow your mind to relax. Completing 2 to 3 more breaths. And then relaxing your hand on your knee. And just feel the difference in the breath and the state of your mind. See how the natural breath is functioning now. And if you feel the need, you can relax your posture before we step into the practice of Anulom Vilom. Back and neck should be straight. Form the pranayam or Vishnu Mudra by folding the first two fingers and placing them on the base of the thumb. Either you can go for this position or you can place the first two fingers on the eyebrow center and leave the ring finger, little finger, and thumb loose, however it suits you. Elbow will remain close to the body, shoulder will remain relaxed. And now we are going to start with the practice of Anulom Vilom. Exhale completely and then inhale through the left nostril, close the right nostril with the thumb, very gently place the thumb, and then inhale through the left nostril. Once you have inhaled, just gently close the left nostril, open up the right nostril and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril and then you can gently close the right nostril, open the left nostril and exhale. This is one round. Then go ahead and practice a few more rounds. Keeping your mind on the breath. And experiencing the alternate nostril breathing. With each round, try to go deeper into the practice and just check that as you inhale and as you exhale, you're not forcing the breath. There is no effort, and the flow of the breath is smooth. Is smooth. And keep practicing. If your hand feels tired, you can either gently take the left hand, place it under the right elbow to support the hand, or you can completely suspend the practice, bring your hand down, wait for your shoulder to relax, and once that happens, just gently bring your hand up and start the practice again. We're going to practice a few more rounds. So just make sure that your breath is relaxed and the body should also be relaxed. Complete 3 more rounds and then suspend your practice. After you complete the 3 rounds, just gently relax your hand and then you can just make sure that your back and neck is straight. If you feel like releasing the posture, you can do so. You can relax your legs. Just simply observe the change from abdominal breathing to the practice of Anulom Vilom. Stay connected to the feeling. Come to the natural breath. And just prepare yourselves for retaining the breath. We're going to go for internal retention. Once again, just take your time to relax the shoulder because we're going to go for the practice of retention, so it will take some time. Leave the shoulder loose. Now just bring the right hand up and fold the first 2 fingers from the Pranayama Mudra or place them on the eyebrow center. Exhale out all the air from the body and then begin to inhale through the left nostril, closing the right nostril with the thumb. Go at your own pace. Once you have inhaled, close both the nostrils. You can go for chin lock or just simply close both the nostrils. Neck will remain straight. Hold your breath and then slowly open the right nostril and exhale out all the air. Exhaling through the right nostril. Then begin to inhale through the right nostril. Then exhale out through the left nostril. This is one round. We'll go for a few more rounds. Just make sure that you're not forcing the retention. And continue your practice. And experience Nadi shodhana, the practice which cleanses the nadis in the body. Purifies the nadis and prepares you for the practice of pranayama. Stay connected with each and every breath. Surrendering yourself to this wonderful practice. If you're unable to retain, just practice Anulom Vilom. And complete 3 more breaths. The practice will always end with the left nostril, exhalation to the left nostril. And once you complete the rounds, just gently bring your hand down. Back neck straight. And feel the change. Your practice with retention and without retention. Feel the natural flow of your breath. Is your breath relaxed? Do you feel uneasy after the practice? Notice these changes. You can release your posture to relax your body. Keep observing. The pace of your inhalation, exhalation, how you retain the breath. Just mentally go back to the practice and reflect. Join both the palms together in front of the chest. And up put the palms together. Generate heat between both the palms and place them on your eyes. Allow your eyes to absorb this heat. We'll do this one more time. Rub both the palms together. Keep them on the eyes. Very slowly while blinking and looking at the palms. Everyone was able to retain the breath easily. Yeah. Was your exhalation also all right after the retention, or did you feel that the breath was moving out very fast? You can unmute yourself. You can write it down in the chat box so that I'm able to guide you. So I will assume everyone was able to go with 1:1:1 ratio. Okay, you felt sleepy again. That's okay. No worries. It happens. Okay. So one thing is that the proportion was equal of retention, and second thing, like, is that you were not facing a lot of difficulty in holding the breath, like, because nobody is unmuting themselves. This is something I'm assuming that you were able to retain the breath, you were able to inhale and exhale at equal pace. And generally what happens after retention is the exhalation is very fast. So I hope no one faced this difficulty, like after the retention the air wants to run out of the body very fast. So the exhalation is generally, it becomes smaller after internal retention. So I hope that wasn't the case, like everyone was able to experience it properly. And like, did any of you observe the change from the practice of Anulom Vilom to the practice of Nadi Shodhana? There is a very subtle difference that takes place. So were you guys able to observe that thing? What was happening with your breath and the state of your mind as you did that? Okay. Okay. So let me assume that all of you were able to understand this also. Yes, it does happen. Inhalation and exhalation, it's difficult to keep them equal, especially after the practice of retention. So try to work on this thing. So tomorrow when we go into stage 3, then try to work on this thing before. We'll practice this before, and then we will go in the third stage. Like today also we went step by step. So tomorrow when you come to this second stage, then you can go ahead and try to equalize inhalation and exhalation. So it's completely normal if right now they are not equal, because it's just been a week for you guys, and it's very important for you to, like I said, first gain proper perfection in abdominal breathing, then chest breathing, then clavicular breathing, then you will take some time, but keep working on this. And every day practice abdominal breathing. Every day you do not have to leave abdominal breathing for these 28 days. Every night before sleeping and when you wake up, practice abdominal, you will be able to strengthen your pranayama practice. So if you feel you want to practice Nadi Shodhan, it is totally up to you, because the weekend was coming up. Last time I gave you that homework only, that on Sunday practice that, on Saturday night, like practice Nadi Shodhan before sleeping. But it's up to you if you want to incorporate the practice of Nadi Shodhan or not. Abdominal breathing is a must for these 28 days because that practice will develop in 28 days. Okay, then you will be able to work much better with the pranayam practices. Right? So I'm assuming there are no doubts. Okay, great. So keep your practice continuous. So let's end today's session then. Back and neck straight. Just gently close the eyes and just observe the breath. We'll be chanting Om one time, followed by 3 Shantis. Inhale deeply for Om. Sham, sham, shanti. Just relax. Join both the palms together in front of the chest and bow down. Remember any one incident from the past 24 hours that you are grateful for. Say a mental thank you. And both the palms together. Place them over the eyes. Very slowly while blinking and looking at the palms. Open up your eyes. Come back with a big smile. And namaste to everyone. I will see you all tomorrow for your philosophy class. Until then, keep practicing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.